Hi, here's a tutorial on one of the most commonly used apps that I use with my students. And this app can be used with beginners, with intermediate, and even advanced students as well, so it's really nice. There's also a free website version. So for this tutorial, I'm going to show you the free website version first, and then I'll jump over to my iPad and we can discover all the different options through the app. All right, so let's take a look at the website version. So I'm going to share my screen here. All right. And here we have musictheory.net is the website. And here is the app called Tenuto, which looks like that. But what you're going to do is basically go over to exercises. And then we're going to, so the one that I use the most is at the very top called Note Identification. So if I click on this, you can actually customize. So if you look at the right side corner here, we have customize. So I'm going to move this over here. And we can change the clef. So if you just want to work with treble clef or just the bass clef, you can do that, or you can do the full grand staff. So I'm just going to click on this. I'm going to set the range. So maybe I would like to test myself with that one of the guide notes, treble G, all the way down to the other bass guide note, that bass F, and then everything in between. So if I do this, I go back. Key signatures, we're just going to make it natural, so nothing. Letters. Accidentals, we'll just click that off. And then that's pretty much it. So when I tap on this, it'll show a note. So this is that bass F. And if it's correct, it'll turn green and it'll make the sound of that note. If it's incorrect, it'll be red and then it won't move forward until you do it correctly. So let's say this is B, but accidentally maybe I say this is C. So it'll be red and it'll stay on that until you do the correct note, and so forth. So this is a really handy tool. I love this one. Other options for this website that you can use, and it definitely can get progressively more advanced depending on what you're looking for. So key signature identification, naming keys. We don't have to go too in depth with that. Intervals, so the distance between two notes. So if you wanted to make this pretty basic, let's say maybe C to F. I'm gonna do just no. Display mode, so we'll keep it on harmonic. Quality intervals, so let's make it really simple and just do major second and major third for this tutorial. So capital M for major. All right, so I only have two options. So this is a second, so I'm gonna do major second. and it'll also make the sound of a second, which is super cool. All right, going back, scale identification. So major, minor, you can decide. Chord identification. So for this one, it would be, so I'm going to set the range again to just these notes. No flats or sharps. How about just major and minor? Difficulty, let's do level 1. And that's it. All right, so here is our chord. What is this chord? So we look at the bottom note of this triad, and that is your answer, followed by quality. So this is a D minor triad, because we know with D major, the middle note is F sharp, the black key. So this is D minor. All right, so those are the most commonly used ones. If we scroll down a bit, for piano students in particular, when you're first starting off and you're trying to get used to the white keys, this is a perfect exercise to practice with. E. If it's wrong, it'll stay red until you do it correct. So I highly recommend this for beginner students. Keyboard reverse identification, where it'll show a note and then you have to play it on the key. Keyboard scale, so this I haven't covered with beginner students quite yet, but definitely a good exercise as well. And then the chord identification, so you can make it as easy or as hard as you want. There's also guitar options in this app and website as well, which is super cool. And then keyboard ear training goes down the list. So that's pretty much how I navigate this website. Let's move over to the app version. So if I do a share screen, let's see what this looks like in app form. All right, so I clicked on the app. This is what it looks like. So very similar to the website, where we have, it's all in the same exact order as the website as well. So the ones that I use the most are up at the top. So let's look at that note identification. There's that customize on the right hand corner. So I'm going to, maybe for this one, I'll just focus on treble clef, from middle C to the higher F. Whoops. And then just make sure when you're customizing, for the simplest customization, just unclick that accidentals. Key signatures, just the natural. For this, you can also just focus on line notes only, so that every good boy does fine, or space notes only, FACE, which is super cool. But I'm going to choose lines and spaces. All right, and then here's our first note. This is E. So you just tap on the letter. And that's pretty much it. All right, I hope you guys found that really helpful. This is a great tool to have. I think the app is only about maybe like $3 or $4. So it's very affordable, and this is a tool that you could use like if you're going on a long plane ride and you have nothing to do on the plane ride. You could just whip out the app on your phone and practice on that. Ear training as well. or if you have a break when you're at work, lunch break, or just 5-minute break here and there during the day, perfect opportunity to get that app. Or if you're at a computer, just bring up the website, practice a few notes here and there. Anything helps and goes a long way. So, all right, take care and happy practicing.